Hello, everyone, and welcome to the podcast. I'm so excited to be hosting Bruce Brandis with us today. He is the CEO of Mindera. He's got a lot of experience in healthcare, working with companies like CareAI and Livongo, all for commercialization success. Bruce, I'm so excited you're here to talk to us, not about your work at Mindera, but actually about your work with WhaleHawk and what WhaleHawk does for commercialization success.
Hey, thank you so much for having me, Saul. It's always great to spend time together. So I've been in healthcare for 35 years, and over the years, I've seen what the secrets are to help a company grow. I've seen what the best practices are that the best sales reps have done over the years to make them successful. And more importantly, I think I understand how healthcare organizations make buying decisions. And so with all that, I've kind of reflected on the fact that as an industry, I think we spend way too much time chasing deals and opportunities that are never going to happen, and misallocating resources. And at the same time, I also think that we spend not enough time listening to what the problems are that people want to solve. We talk too much about ourselves, and we talk too much about what we want to get a deal, as opposed to what challenges and what problems are we solving. And so with that as a backdrop, I saw the opportunity for us to leverage modern technology. Think about playing Moneyball, but Moneyball for healthcare, to be able to find patterns in data to help us to better focus on where we should spend our time and how to be successful. And so we started WhaleHawk specifically as the first agentic sales accelerator specifically built for healthcare. And I started the company with two dear friends of mine, Brian Schulman, who serves as CEO, and Cash Forshee, who serves as Chief Product Officer.
Well, that's great, Bruce. And I've had a chance to meet your team, outstanding team, super dedicated and committed to really eliminating waste, right? Because to your point, there's a lot of waste. Organizations, leaders, they're using AI to fast track what they're doing on the sales front. What are some of the biggest pitfalls that can happen with the use of AI?
Well, the reality is using a generic LLM is a great tool. It's better than search. It gives you great insights. But the problem is healthcare is different than every other industry. I think we all understand the complexities of selling and buying and selling in healthcare. And so first of all, what we did was we built WhaleHawk sitting on top of ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and the other LLMs, and then specifically trained it in healthcare, because you have to understand healthcare, first of all, the unique elements. And we've trained it on everything on one extreme of CMS data and statistical information from the HCRIS database on one extreme, to on the other extreme, consumed every Becker's podcast, many of your podcasts, and then everything in between in terms of social media and news and journals and videos and the like, to truly understand the trends and the top issues of healthcare. So that's one piece. And then the other piece is the general LLMs are also not trained on your company's best practices, what your value proposition is, what the path is to success. And so to have every individual rep chasing and using their own version of an LLM creates a lot of inconsistency that we think that WhaleHawk has the opportunity to focus on healthcare and focus on an individual company.
Yeah, what you said really resonates. We talk to people a lot, on the marketing side of things about what happens when you use an LLM and it's not integrated. You get mismatched messaging, you confuse the market instead of actually clarifying things. And you don't have a lot of time to really convince someone that you're worth looking at. And if you're confusing them, you're losing. So can you tell us more about how it specifically works? You've trained it on healthcare, but how does it all work on the inside?
Yeah, there are really three key things that it does. And it really first starts, again, with all of that training sitting on top of ChatGPT and Claude and Gemini. It starts by telling you where to go, because we all think that we understand our ideal customer profile, But using smart market segmentation, it actually looks deeper than just, hey, we work with academic medical centers or we do real well with community hospitals over 300 beds. There are patterns in that data. If you look at your existing customers and where you're having success or where you're not having success, there's actually much deeper information around the financial metrics, around workforce dynamics, around community dynamics, leadership within those organizations that allow us to find patterns to basically help you prioritize within the market as a whole or within your existing customer base or within your existing pipeline, which deals are most likely to happen and which deals are you probably just having happy years and probably shouldn't be spending your time on, and why. So the first thing is, where to go. The second thing is, when to go, when to engage, because the reality is timing is everything. And often if we're looking at signals for, hey, this CEO gave an interview and talked about trying to solve for this strategic imperative, or hey, they made a decision and they're going with this other company on this particular project that might inform where you spend your time. So not only where you spend your time, but when do I engage? You want to be engaged early and you want to engage properly. And then finally, I think the most important thing it does is it helps you understand how to earn trust and how to win. And we do that in the form of creating customized deal kits, where essentially we create a custom language model that is trained not only in healthcare, but on your specific best practices embedded within your CRM on what are the key questions to ask, what are the key points to make, what are the key ways to overcome objections, what assets should I use, what references should I. So pulling all of that together in one simple application.
That's fantastic. It's the one-stop shop. You get smart and intelligent feedback on when to engage your pipeline. We've all had those deals that we chase for quarters upon quarters, and you're at the end of the year, and why is it still in the pipeline? I am imagining this solves for it in a big way. And Bruce, tell us some early feedback from your initial clients. How's it working for them?
Yeah, so it certainly gives you insights that you might not otherwise have beyond perhaps a sales rep with happy ears. So it's really a matter of where do I invest my time and my resources to get the greatest returns. And that's really what we've heard. We have live clients, and I'll give you a couple of good examples of the early feedback we're getting now that the platform is live. So Equum Medical, which is in the telehealth space, has shared with us how they've used it to find opportunities that they would not have otherwise found. It basically was lead gen. And I'm always careful to say it's not a lead gen system, although ultimately it may very well get you leads. But frankly, that's only a piece of what it does, because not everyone is going to get leads.
Right.
It's going to give you insights to understand how to better engage with the leads that you have or the opportunities you have, or how to change your messaging to focus on the right things. So a lot of what we heard from Equum was, one, we found new opportunities, and two, it saved our reps a lot of time, hours and hours of time in preparation for engaging with particular clients on an ongoing basis. And then another client, Clear Balance, which is in the revenue cycle space, told us that the smart market segmentation that we do actually helped cause them to question where are we focusing our energies? What is the profile of our ideal customer? And looking deeper, and what they've now looked at is many of the accounts that they thought were important to them really are not going to be good fits, but then there's a whole other group that they are focused on because they fit the right profile.
So from lead gen to segmentation to persona selection, it's helping out your clients.
Yeah, and when you engage with these deal kits, what it really gives you is everything that your best reps are probably doing now. It codifies it in a way that makes it easier for them to do what they're already doing, and it helps the average rep follow the best practices of your best reps, so you have consistency across every deal in terms of how you engage. It shows the prospect that I've done my homework, I understand your organization, maybe even better than you do, because of the insights that I'm gleaning from all these different assets that are contextualized to my solution. So it makes me look and sound a lot smarter. And frankly, it helps me ask better questions so I truly can understand how we can deliver value to a particular organization. And at the end of the day, that's really what this market needs more of, are good solutions that solve the problems that people care to solve.
Totally agree, Bruce. Our viewers are overwhelmed with the number of technologies in their tech stack. How does this integrate, or is it just another thing that they have to patch together?
Yeah, I don't know one sales rep that's looking for more tools and more sources of data. So the concept is to make it really simple and work within the existing workflow. So this is native within the CRM, within Salesforce, if should you choose to deploy it that way. It also, this wasn't really intended, but as a byproduct of how we capture data, a lot of the legacy antiquated data sources that people are subscribing to, and a lot of the antiquated tools that they might use for contact information or things like that are no longer necessary. And that really wasn't our original objective, but it actually, as a byproduct of using it, so it actually simplifies the tech stack. And the way I describe it is you're actually, with WhaleHawk, you're actually not buying and subscribing to another tool. What you're actually doing is looking at your sales and marketing spend in people, and you're essentially getting a business development rep that works 24 hours a day, that is omniscient in healthcare and never sleeps.
Well, sign me up for that. For sure. And by the way, I meant to ask you, why the name? Tell me more about that name. It's it's unique.
Well, thank you. Originally, we had a different name. We originally named the company Excel Intel for Accelerate Intelligence, and then we got a cease and desist letter from the Intel Corporation. So that caused us to reflect.
To change.
And in reality, what we find is most companies are looking for new clients. They're fishing. And what we've thought about is whales have a superpower of being able to find fish from below the surface, and hawks have a superpower to be able to find fish from above the surface.
Okay.
So that was the context of coming up with WhaleHawk.
That's awesome. I love that. I love nature references, and especially those around hunting. Very good.
Thank you.
So if people want to learn more about the platform, about the team running the company, how can they learn more? Where can they visit?
Yeah, our website is whalehawk.com, and it's a really straightforward, simple solution. Actually, can be set up and live in a matter of 14 days or less. It's very inexpensive, which the goal of this was for it to cost a fraction of what a staff member would. See us as an extension of your sales enablement team, and frankly, from a cost perspective, because of the way this technology works, we can deliver it at a really very reasonable kind of no-brainer cost on a consumption basis. So it's tied to the value that we deliver. And either reach out to me on LinkedIn, or certainly Brian and Cash would be happy, and the rest of the team would be happy to engage and do a demo and share more. Whalehawk.com.
Awesome, Bruce. Thanks so much for being with us. And for everybody tuning in, thank you all for tuning in to another episode. Really appreciate the opportunity to share these insights from Bruce Brandis. In the show notes, you're going to see all the ways to get in touch, as well as tips and tricks for you to be able to better your commercial strategy with WhaleHawk. Bruce, thanks for joining us.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you, my friend.